But it's a Rover. Yeah, but it's a GTI. Got myself a fuel filter because there's a good possibility that this is the reason why I'm getting that misfire. So I figure, why not? I'm going to change the fuel filter. So let's try. Hopefully it will be more successful than the last couple bits and shits jobs that I'm doing. So in the process to change the fuel filter, what I got to do, disconnect the battery, and then up here you got charcoal filter, then I got the fuel filter itself. Charcoal filter's got to be disconnected at the switch and then pulled out, which is literally just pick it up and move it out of the way. As for the fuel filter, the way that it's been described to me, the best thing to do is undo this one first. Make sure you've got some rags around it because some fuel will come out. So I'll put like a microfiber cloth around it, undo that, a little bit of petrol will come out. So then the rag keeps it out of the way. Undo the one at the bottom because there's one underneath it as well. And then undo this one here. I believe this is a 19 mil and this is a 13 or a 14. Same on the bottom. I think that's an 8. And then once that's out, I can put it back together, which will involve me connecting it from the bottom first. Well, I suppose clamping it, putting in the bottom first, clamping it, and then putting in the top. We'll see, and then putting that back in. Right, first things first, let's disconnect the battery, and then I'll get on removing this. So, I might as well do it live, haven't we? Unscrew that. Battery disconnected. We are safe. Let's have a look at this little clip. You pull it out that way, apparently, I think. Yep, there we go. Disconnected. Let's move you back down there. So that's out the way. And then this should come off. I think I'm going to have to use 2 hands for this, so give me a minute. Right, I got it out. Yeah, it's like this little rubber thing that sits in there, but it was a bit of a pain in the bum to try and get out. So I'm just going to move this out the way. Look at that. Mechanic. Right, let me go find the spanners I need to undo this. I'll check the spanners first, and then I'll go get some rag. Okay, so you saw I undid the battery. I've come to this. So that is a 14. That is a 19. That one is an 8. So I cracked the top, took it off, released the pressure. I've had to undo the bottom. I've got a rag down the bottom here because this bit here, it's leaking a bit of petrol. So I'm just going to very quickly now finish taking it off and get it out of the way so that it can drain out of the way of the car. Right, that's out now. So I've got my new Bosch one to go in. If I show you, oh, that was some top quality camera work I'm showing you right now. So here's my Bosch one. Goes in that way. The way I'm going to do it is put it in, bottom one tightened up first, tighten up the housing, and then put the top one in. You can see the old one here. It is a, it's not an original MG one, which is good, but it does look a little tired. So maybe that's the cause of my misfire. I wonder if I can, hang on, I'm just putting that back in the box. I wonder if I can, you can't see inside it. I was wondering if you'd be able to see inside it. What number does it say on here? No, because that looks like it says 23 on it. 91,500, so it was not changed that long ago. 4,000 miles ago. At least the date's on it. Right, let me get this in. That doesn't fill me with confidence. If that's the date on that, then that to me says that it's probably not going to be the fuel filter, but it's worth giving it a change anyway, isn't it? Try and eliminate what all the possible issues could be. I just thought I'd show you this because I find it funny. So Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, I believe Paul Walker used to say he lives his life at quarter mile at a time or whatever it is, but at the moment I seem to be living my life at a quarter of a turn of the spanner at a time, because that's pretty much all I'm able to do due to the small amount of space, which I've had to do for not only this bit, but for the one that was underneath the filter. And also, because I'm a bit silly, I tried putting my spanner on the one at the bottom while I'm doing it, when you can just use that one to hold on to it while you do it, the one at the bottom. Yeah, because, you know, educated goes to show that common sense isn't common in everyone, including yourselves at times. But hey, no, I just thought it was funny. Living my life quarter of a turn of a spanner at a time. I'll live my life quarter of a spanner turn at a time. That's it. There we go. Goes along with my Fast and Furious links and memes. Right, That is nice and tight. So let's get on and tighten the top one up. Okay, so new fuel filter was in, all tidied up, all nice and tight. Charcoal sensor or charcoal filters back in. This sensor's back on. That was actually a pain in the bum to try and get back. So now we're on to the next step. So what we need to do is plug the battery back in. So let's do that. It's going to tighten this up ever so slightly. Is he tightening it up or is he undoing it? Let's get some righty-tighty action going on there. All right, you're nice and tight. Cool. So what we got to do now is prime the fuel filter. So apparently you turn it on to, I believe it's ignition stage 2, pump the pedal twice, and then do it again a couple times. So yeah, let's go do that. In fact, give me 2 seconds because I'm going to double check to see if it's ignition 1 or if it's ignition 2, because it's probably a good idea if I know the right thing. Give me 2 minutes. Right, yeah, so I've just double checked and it is definitely turn the ignition to the on position, which is the second position, pump the pedal twice, and then repeat that 3 times in total. So let's give it a go. Okay, so I did just double check it, and it is a case of putting the ignition on to the on position, which apparently is position 2, pump the pedal twice, turn it off, and I've got to repeat that 3 times. And just so you are aware, look, I'm wearing something that isn't just a black hoodie with a white t-shirt. This is a red sweatshirt from the 1980s. I have a green t-shirt on underneath. So let's try this and see if it'll work. So we want 1, 2, off. 1, 2, off. 1, 2, and off. Apparently that should be its prime, so I'm hoping it'll start. Let's find out. I think we did it. Seems to be working. Nice. Let's have a little look inside the engine bay. Make sure there's no leaks going anywhere, because that would be blooming dangerous if it was. Right, looking through the engine bay. Apologies if it was a bit loud. Fuel filter. No leaks whatsoever underneath. Any leaks? I don't think so. Yes, there is. Turn this off. Well, let that be a lesson to everybody. So turns out that when I fit that fuel filter, it looks like I hadn't sat the bottom of it correctly. So it was leaking petrol. So I turned it off, disconnected the battery, which is a good thing to do. So you need to remove the source of any potential ignition. I had to take it all off again, and I've put it all back on again. However, in doing so, I've managed to do it incorrectly. I ended up taking the bottom off when I should have undone the top first. And I didn't put any rags down. I just put a bit of blue roll, and that soaked through with petrol almost instantaneously. So now I've got a ton of blue roll that's covered in petrol, and I ended up getting a load of it over the back of the engine bay. So I've now been sat here for probably about, I don't know, 10 minutes waiting for the fumes to dissipate, because I'm outside, which is fortunate. It's not a particularly windy day today, unfortunately. So I'm probably going to leave it for an hour or so. And then once I've left it for an hour with the bonnet open, everything's all tightened up, then I'm going to reconnect the battery and go through the process again of attempting to prime the fuel filter, or prime the pump to prime the fuel filter, and then start it off, double check to make sure that there's no leaks. If there is, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to contact someone who knows what the hell they're doing. If it works, thumbs up, happy days, I'll be well happy. If it doesn't, well, chalk it up to inexperience, shall we say, and ultimately I'm going to probably get a mobile mechanic to come out and check it out, because, well, they'll be able to diagnose the fault here in case I've made some sort of fatal error, and I'd rather not take the car to the garage, even though it is 2-3 minutes up the road, because it's leaking petrol. And what's the point in paying for somebody to trailer the vehicle when I can just have somebody come straight to me, tell them what it is that I need to do, tell them what's happened, and then they'll turn up fully prepared to fix any issue that I've made. So let this be a lesson to everybody that a backyard mechanic, you can't just do it off the back of a couple YouTube videos, really. You can make mistakes, and you can make mistakes with stuff that's quite dangerous. So yeah, I'll join you guys again for you in about 2-3 seconds, for me in around about an hour's time, to see if this has actually worked. Right, so it turns out I have done it correct this time. I have a feeling I just didn't screw up the bottom particularly tight, and or I don't know what I did, but I didn't do the bottom properly, so fuel was coming out of the bottom, and that was very dangerous. But let's have a look at it now. Here we are now. There it is. Oh, gonna zoom in. There's the fuel bump. No signs of fuel. Happy days. None at the top either. I put some tissue on it, or rather I used some blue roll around it, just to check to make sure that none of it was getting damp. None of it seems to be getting damp at all. So happy days. The charcoal filter's back in, so the fuel filter's been done, despite the stress that it caused me. Now we are sitting on, oh, we're coming up to about getting warm. Did it fix that misfire? Do you know what? I don't think it has. There it is. Da-da-da-da. Almost like it slightly hesitating. I'm at a little bit of a loss as what to check now. I'm guessing maybe I have to go back and check. Maybe I should check the sparks. Because when I put them in, I didn't use a feeler gauge to check that they had the right amount of depth. Maybe that's what's wrong. They're not correct. It could be a compression thing as well, which I've got no way of testing that. I think ultimately I've reached the limit of my technical capabilities. I mean, we've clearly seen that with me trying to replace this bloody fuel filter. So ultimately, I think the next step in the journey with this bad boy is I think she's going to have to go into the garage. I can drive it to the garage now, so I might as well take her there, ask them to have a look, and see if they can diagnose what the fault is. Yeah, it's going to cost me a couple quid, but ultimately I need to figure out what it is. At least, I mean, you never know, they could tell me specifically what it is. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have to fix it for me. I could try and fix it myself, but once again, it all entirely depends on what the fault is, and I guess how much it's going to cost. Because if it was only going to be 50 quid for them to fix it, then you'd just pay them to fix it, wouldn't you, to save you the hassle. So yeah, I think in this circumstance, my next port of call is get somebody else to fix it. Still, while this continues to warm up, yeah, listen. Oh, in here. Yeah, there's still a little bit of what sounds like backfire every now and again. Yeah. I don't think this is sorted. Still, I'll have a word with them, find out what we're doing. But anyway, in conclusion of today, the hassle and stress that has been today, we've managed to just about change a fuel filter. I've managed, yeah, it's not been a great one. Ironically, just like Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, it depends how you feel about it. I actually quite enjoyed it because at least it was a slightly different location for things to be happening in. But on that note, please like, subscribe, comment, tell me what I did wrong, tell me what you think might be the issue. By the time I see said comment, I've probably booked it into a garage, but I would really appreciate a little bit of foreshadowing if you want to let me know what you think the issue potentially was. And yeah, please feel free, as I say, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ta-ra.